Custer's out and Preece is in at SHR. Let's talk about it. Coming up next. What is going on, everybody? Hope you're doing good today. All right, just in case you didn't think, Gene Haas and Tony Stewart didn't have their hands full with the possible retirement of Kevin Harvick. Here comes news today from Adam Stern that Cole Custer will be replaced by Ryan Preece in the 41 Ford Mustang for Stewart Haas Racing, the Haas-sponsored car, of course. And this was something I really didn't see coming because I felt like Gene Haas wanted to stick with Cole Custer, and I still think Gene Haas wants to stick with Cole Custer, as evidenced by the fact that they are moving him down to the Xfinity Series. But I kind of see this as a lateral move, but I do like the move, and I will tell you why. But first, let's look at those numbers. All right, let's start off with the Cup Series. In the Cup Series, in 93 starts, Cole Custer has 1 win, 12 top 10s, and 1 pole. Ryan Preece in the Cup Series has 0 wins, 9 top 10s, 0 poles in 115 races. So from that perspective, it looks like Cole Custer and Ryan Preece have pretty much the same numbers. But of course, a lot of people are going to argue Ryan Preece's numbers are in JTG Doherty equipment, whereas Cole Custer's numbers are in Stewart Haas equipment. So let's go down to the lower series where they were both actually in good equipment and look at those numbers from the Xfinity and Truck Series. All right, Cole Custer in the Xfinity Series, 10 wins, 75 top 10s, 12 poles in 108 races over 6 years. 2 wins in the Truck Series, 24 top 10s, 5 poles in 42 races over 3 years. And then you've got Ryan Preece, 2 wins in Xfinity, 21 top 10s, 1 pole in 62 races over 7 years. And in Trucks, he's got 2 wins, 11 top 10s, and 1 pole in 12 races over 2 years. So once again, even in basically even equipment, the numbers are very much the same. There is one big difference in them, though. Ryan Preece is 32 years old. Cole Custer is 24 years old. So you're actually replacing a guy with similar stats for an older guy with similar stats. And it's going to sound crazy, but I like that move. Ryan Preece is in his prime. Ryan Preece has not had the consistent amount of starts. Another thing to look at, the consistent amount of starts. Ryan Preece hasn't had a full season in quite some time, and even when he was running Xfinity, remember he did that sort of partial schedule with Joe Gibbs Racing. Even though he was in good equipment, he hasn't been with a solid team consistently for a long period of time. So I like this move for several reasons. Ryan Preece is 32. He's in his prime. This is going to be his best and last shot, most likely in really good equipment. So I like the move from that perspective. Also, the aforementioned Kevin Harvick is possibly going to retire after next season, so that opens up the 4-car for Cole Custer to get back into a car over there at Stewart Haas Racing, which I think will be a good thing and a great move for him. And also, you've got Eric Almirola on a 2-year contract. So in 2 years, Eric Almirola's contract runs out. So it will either be Riley Herbst or Haley Deegan, whichever of those 2 drivers in the Ford development program sort of show the most. Of course, Zane Smith seems to be locked in with the Front Row Motorsports Group. Zane Smith would be another factor to factor in there. But I feel like Zane Smith is pretty locked in with the Front Row Group. So he is probably going to go that route to get into Cup full time. So those would be the outliers. But the interesting thing about that I find is Ford gets really interesting going forward after Harvick and Almirola retire, because you've got a possible lineup: Chase Briscoe, Ryan Preece, Cole Custer, and either Haley Deegan or Riley Herbst at SHR. Then you've got Ryan Blaney, Joey Logano, both in their prime, and Austin Cindric, a young up-and-comer over at Penske. And then you've got Brad Keselowski and Christopher Buescher over at RFK. So that gives Ford only one real super veteran driver. Joey Logano is still kind of young, still in his peak in his early 30s. Ryan Preece in his early 30s. So they've still got a bunch of years in front of them. Your only really older driver in that particular mix would be Brad Keselowski. So that would be the only guy who going forward you would know you would have to replace at some point. So you've got this mix of really good young drivers basically in their prime or on the up and come that makes Ford very interesting going into the future, whereas Ford is sort of up there with Toyota as one of the older teams right now. They get young real quick and in a hurry, and if any of those drivers pan out, it's going to be very interesting for Ford. So I thought this move was good on a lot of levels. Yes, you're getting rid of the younger guy right now, but I think you're going to bring that younger guy right back when Harvick retires. So from that perspective, if that's how it goes down, I think it's going to be a good move. But let me know down below, do you think it's a good move, bad move? What do you think about what's going to go on going forward with Stewart Haas Racing? But that's all I got for you on this one. If you like it, feel free to subscribe. All your subscriptions mean a lot to me. Like I said, leave a comment if you want to leave a comment. And other than that, thanks for your time. Peace.